All right, little day game to decide the College World Series of 2016. Two teams that play with a lot of energy, a lot of passion. They're college kids. They have fun. And we're looking forward to seeing it as we take a look at our Capital One batting order for the Chanticleers, a team that this season belted 94 home runs.
And again, Anthony Marks, he set the tone early. Look for him to do the same thing. A deep lineup. The bottom half has been great.
They'll face Bobby Dahlbeck, who is probably the best stuff on this Arizona club. Now going on 4 days rest, 6'4", 220 out of the Denver area. Fastball up to 95. Converted closer, which he was thrown out of the bullpen for a lot of the season this year. And a very good defender, too. And I think that's one thing to watch against a Coastal Carolina team that will bunt for hits at times. Dahlbeck, when he's not on the mound, is playing third base, so he can field the position.
About as versatile as an offense as we've seen at the College World Series in a long time, as Bobby Dahlbeck's first pitch is in there for a strike. This is a guy that stirs it all. Anthony Marks from Pennsylvania, just 5'8", seems to be in the middle of everything they do. Dahlbeck on the mound, turned 21 yesterday. Instead of pitching in a championship game on his birthday, he celebrated last night with the team back in the hotel, and now he's on the mound today. He's behind 2-1. The versatility in this offense, guys, comes from their home runs, their sacrifice bunts, and their steals. I don't know what the percentage is, but Marks hits to the left side, got to be somewhere in the 90 percentile.
And he has the uncanny ability of getting fastballs up in the zone and driving it down on the ground.
2-2. Just misses.
Usually you see a lot of fastballs up in the zone, get hit in the air. Not this man at the plate.
Talk about Coastal coming out of the Big South and mid-major. Arizona out of the Pac-12, a team that was picked to finish 9th this year. 9th. Off the glove of Dahlbeck. Tough play at short. Barehanded. We got a first web gem. No! Called safe. Boy, Lewis Boyd looked like the throw beat him. No replay here at the College World Series on plays like this. You at home be the judge. Looks like the foot is down as the ball goes in the glove. Good call.
Looked like Omar Vizquel at shortstop, barehanding it.
That's David Savage down there at first. Joe Burleson calls balls and strikes. Chris Koski's at second, and Jim Shalley is down there at third. So once again, as Alex pointed out, 4 hits in game 2. Marks is back on base. This is Michael Pius. He's the shortstop, a 4th-round draft pick of the New York Mets.
Great call. David Savage at first base. Great call by him.
That's about as close as you can get to.
Got 4 guys on Coastal's team that have stolen at least 14 bases, and Anthony Marks is one of them. He's 15 of 22 on the year. This ballpark now in its 6th year of hosting the College World Series. Runs come at a premium. Arizona's made a living scoring first. Coastal's trying to do it today. And Paez lays it down. They throw to second. Fair ball. Double play for Arizona. Nice job by Cesar Salazar to jump on that.
He can play the game now. He can really defend, and it's a heads-up play by Salazar just to get it as early as he could. That ball comes down. It's probably going to hit foul, but watch Salazar immediately reach that hand out. If it's over the top of the plate, which from there it looked like it was, that's a fair ball, and that is stealing a double play. See if it stays there. Yeah. That's really good by the freshman right there. Paez looked like he was stunned.
And that brings up Connor Owings now with the bases empty. And the first pitch, fastball at 91 in there for a strike. Owings, a senior right out of Gilbert, South Carolina. He and Mike Morrison, who pitched that gem in Game 2, high school teammates. Not only on the baseball field, on the football field. Owings' older brother Chris plays for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was drafted, Connor, by that team, the Diamondbacks. Off-speed pitch, good one in there for a strike, and Dahlbeck looks comfortable.
You know, the mechanics are so simple from Dahlbeck. I mean, it looks like he's playing catch the entire time, and the changeup's very good. The fastball we've seen in 90-91, it can run up there a little bit more, and I think it will during the course of the game, but the changeup he's very comfy with.
John and Sherry Owings have been here, and there's a story behind Sherry and how she will eventually help Connor off the field, which we'll get to over the course of the telecast. But Bobby Dahlbeck, the birthday boy, on campus and in the clubhouse. They jokingly call him Bobby the Heartthrob. Good start for Arizona. Double play was the key as Salazar jumped from behind the plate, fired down to Boyd, the shortstop, and they turn it. And now they'll come up with a chance to draw first blood, something they've done a handful of times on their way to the championship game of the College World Series. So Jay Johnson, in his first year as head coach of Arizona, had been at Nevada, and the athletic director, after 20 minutes, said, "I knew I had my man," and Johnson's led him here. As we take a look at the Capital One batting order for the Cats.
Well, right off the gate, Cody Raymer has just been getting on base at a rampant pace. 4 games in a row, leading off the game, setting the tone early for the Wildcats. Let's see if he can do it again today.
And here he is, Andrew Beck, with 2 complete games in this College World Series so far. If he throws the third, it'll be the first time in 30 years. Greg Swindell was the last one to throw 3 CGs in 1 College World Series. Pitches from any angle, the fastball and the slider from both, and really relies on that ground ball.
Pitch up in the zone to Cody Raymer, the second baseman out of Simi Valley, California. And like Marks, typical leadoff guy, that high batting average. If he can get on, Arizona will try their best to move him around and get him in. And that's a strike that he is going to have called to strike today. A lot of the players on this field have been drafted by major league teams. Beckwith was not. Could very well come back and pitch for him again next year. This one is into left field. Marks is going back, and he's there to make the play.
Guys, with this game not being played at 7 p.m. as originally scheduled, one thing we're not seeing through the first inning are shadows. These hitters not having to combat those. And for this Arizona offense, a tremendous advantage as they're facing Beckwith, a guy who operates with the help of deception.
Well, one of the best hitters in college baseball is at the plate right now. Zach Gibbons is the right fielder for Arizona. He has been one of the most productive hitters in the history of the University of Arizona, hitting almost 400. He went to the Angels in the 17th round of the draft this year.
You talk about approach that Arizona has to have against Beckwith. Right-handed hitters have to be able to use the right side of the field. Stay inside the baseball as long as possible. Once you start trying to pull, the Gators know exactly what can happen. A lot of ground balls to the left side of the infield create a lot of outs with this good defense.
So rather than getting the traditional ground ball outs, Beckwith has gotten 2 fly ball outs.
One thing, too, the numbers are a little bit strange with Beckwith is how low the walk numbers are given the innings. He's walked 15 guys in 111 innings. And for a guy that throws this many sinkers, you would expect to see more walks. For Arizona today, you're trying to make sure that ball's elevated enough, and they've popped 2 up in a row.
A 77-mile-an-hour pitch down to the zone for a strike to Ryan Aguilar, the senior. They load up their lineup with the lefties as much as they could. Dahlbeck has been filthy against righties, giving up a batting average against righties of about $1.58. Lefties aren't a ton better, but Jay Johnson wanted to get as many lefties in the lineup as he could.
He got 5 of them in there.
Aguilar's 8 home runs, the most of any Arizona hitter in the lineup today, and he's gone. Good start for both pitchers. Dahlbeck and Beckwith. Beckwith with a strikeout, continuing a theme we've seen at the College World Series and college baseball throughout. Strikeout rate is high, almost 22% on 9 pitches. Beckwith brings Coastal back to the bench in a 0-0 game. That's the Missouri River. The Bob Carey pedestrian bridge takes you from Nebraska to Iowa. As Coastal Carolina and Arizona have played one, it's been clean so far as we're playing after a rained out game last night. So we go today during the day. 17th game of this College World Series. We've never played 17. The if necessary day, we played 2 games, and the pitching has been dominant here. 5 complete games, 4 shutouts. And as we mentioned, the guy that's pitching for Coastal today, Andrew Beckwith, has got a couple of those. It's a community that loves baseball, and no matter what time the game is played here, you are starting to see many of the fans fill these seats. This is Zach Remillard. He is from New York State. Third baseman, has been one of the great players in the history of Coastal Carolina. He's a White Sox draft pick, and that's a typical Zach Remillard hack at it.
Yeah, but no surprise the way they had pitched Remillard, starting him off, breaking ball, and then fastballs. They're not showing him anything down. Everything's up in the zone. Looks like Arizona's done their homework, looking for that hole in the swing.
And he's got to prove to me, and if he gets it, he might hit it in the seats, but he's got to prove he can hit the fastball. It just seems like the bat is a little bit slow against the fastball. You can bury a breaking ball down and away if you want here, but the fastball up has given Remillard a lot of trouble.
One up, one down.
Like you say, Cal, slider down and away after attacking him with fastballs up. And this is your typical Arizona defense. Louis Boyd playing the right spot. It's all about the pitchers hitting their spots. Good feet, good first step. And what I like about Boyd, his hands. He has good hands. He doesn't panic at shortstop, and he looks like he makes all the plays.
Boyd is a Canadian kid who grew up playing baseball first, then hockey, then made the choice to stick with baseball. And his favorite baseball player, Derek Jeter. Not just because of the way Jeter played, he said, but really because of the way he carried himself. G.K. Young behind 0-1, now 1-1. He's the designated hitter for Gary Gilmore's team. G.K. grew up in the shadows of Coastal and never wanted to go anywhere else to play. And he had some choices. Coastal competes with, although not head-to-head, but occasionally with the South Carolinas and the Clemsons of the world for baseball players. And Gary Gilmore's been able to find that guy that is just under the radar of those schools, have them come to his program, develop them, and make them into big-time college players. Dahlbeck continues to look very impressive today.
Yeah, and you got to see everything in this at-bat. First pitch changeup, comes back with a fastball that had great life, and then a little backdoor breaking ball to finish off G.K. Young right there. Bobby Dahlbeck looking pretty comfortable today, boys. It's such a quiet, mechanically, it's so quiet. There's not a lot of moving parts. It's pretty easy to repeat, and when he's got 3 of them working, he can be real special.
Tyler Chadwick bats now. See the fastballs up a tick with velocity, 92 miles an hour. 5'9", 195-pounder, 8 home runs. He has one here to right in the College World Series. It's a good pitch right at the knees at 91.
I think that's the only home run that Coastal's hit here.
Yeah.
It was off the bat of Chadwick.
Their 94 homers led Division I.
This is the first game that Coastal plays in the day, all have been at night. It plays different. This ballpark plays a lot smaller than at night. Wind's blowing out a little bit.
Chadwick's a kid who's always been able to hit, and here he's been a catcher, a first baseman. He's now a second baseman. 3-1. This one is playable. Left field. Alfonso Rivas is under it, and he makes the play. So we're midway through the second, waiting for Arizona's first hit.
I like it. So we just saw the different looks that Andrew Beckwith will give you. How about 3 different looks in one at bat? Bit more over the top, little low 3/4 right there, and then it'll drop all the way down to finish off. That fastball just stays on the outside part of the plate. Mr. Beckwith looked good in his first inning.
All right, so Cesar Salazar, the catcher. So I'm curious, Eddie, as a hitter, when he goes down, you assume for the most part the ball's going to be low. Can you almost squat down with him, kind of anticipate a pitch down?
No, you don't do that. Watch as soon as he goes down. Before he does, watch his head tilt completely. Then you can use your game plan according to that, over the top.
And the ground is short. Paez throws to first.
You're a hitting coach. You tell your hitters, listen, as soon as he goes and drops his head sideways, this is over the top. It's more fastball changeups against left-handed hitters, something that you have to focus on. But when he drops to the side, it's a different story. He doesn't really throw that changeup a lot. So you go fastball slider. You think hard and you adjust.
This is the guy, if you're Arizona, you'd like to see get going, because it just seems like Matajevic has been fairly quiet through this College World Series. But lefty facing a guy like Beckwith that can pick it up a little bit earlier. I think he's going to take good swings tonight.
There's one down the middle for a strike. This is game 3, and it's a championship game. Both of these teams have been outstanding throughout the course of the tournament in elimination games. Arizona 6-0 and Coastal 5-0. After today, one of them is a champion of college baseball. We're live here on ESPNU, the Watch ESPN app as well, in case you're watching and have to travel somewhere. These teams have been here almost 2 weeks. Arizona's been on the road for what feels like 2 years. Both had to go to hostile environments just to get to Omaha.
And that fastball inside on the previous pitch is the difference maker. Because as a hitter, sidearm guy, you're looking away. But if he's able to throw that four-seamer inside, well, you got to go to plan B. It's very tough to cover both sides of the plate.
That one is ripped into right. Arizona's got their first hit. Good call. Kyle as J.J. Matajevic delivers. The sophomore designated hitter is on first with 1 out.
Well, he showed it once to him already in the at-bat, and Alex said it, pitch inside. You go to that plan B. Now you're quick. You've seen it. Get your hands inside and drive it and keep it fair. Nicely done.
What is plan B, Alex? What is plan B?
Well, you got a sidearm guy. You got to make sure you see the ball first, and your sights are parked on that left center gap. You're trying to drive the ball that way, but if he's able to throw that pitch inside, well, you probably going to start looking in with him. He hasn't shown it that much during the College World Series, but he's made 2 pitches already in the first 2 innings in the inside part of the plate. You see the Arizona Wildcat lefties right on top of it. Well, you start looking for that pitch in certain counts.
All right, so Kyle Lewis, the third baseman. Runner goes. Lewis in the hole, and that works. Matajevic holds at second base. And a little hit and run. We haven't seen too much of that.
And I just wrote it down, and it was a perfect situation with a perfect pitcher. A pitcher that gets a lot of double plays. You have to be able to stay away from that. Arizona does well, their scouting report. Put the runner in motion, make things happen. Put pressure on the defense. Right now, first and second for the Wildcats, and I do not believe this is going to be the last time we see hit and run with Arizona.
No, it's a perfect guy to do it against. Because you know he's going to throw a ton of strikes and it's going to be down in the zone.
Alfonso Rivas bats for the first time today as Arizona's got a little something cooking here in the bottom of the second with back-to-back singles. Rivas has not been a productive hitter here in Omaha. He's 1 for 15 with 7 strikeouts.
We saw a tendency against TCU. Left-handed hitters were hitting the ball in the air against Beckwith. Right-handed hitters on the ground. Not too much of a double play threat here. Rivas, he's hit a lot of balls in the air in this CWS.
No, it's inside.
Inside. When you talk about Rivas, and remember you have a first-year coach in Jay Johnson, and he says, you know, I don't like to play favorites. I try to stay away from that, but the way that Rivas carries himself, he says he's the type of teammate he is. He jumps to the top of the list. See if he can deliver for his first-year coach here with 1 out.
And guys, it seems from here that all these left-handed hitters, they're right on top of the plate. They're daring him to come inside, and that's game planning. If you want him to change his game plan, instead of going away, and you want him to come in, well, get on top of the plate, dare him to pitch inside, and just be ready to hit that pitch. That was a pitch inside to Rivas. He tried to get to it. He got jammed.
All part of plan B. And you can see where he is in that batter's box, right up on the plate. 1-2 though, and he threw a perfect pitch.
I love the location right here because you can't. I mean, you can see those feet get all the way up close to the plate as Rivas can, and that's the one thing with Beckwith is you look at the control numbers. He does have the ability to throw the ball on both sides of the plate. I think he's more comfortable going arm side and letting that ball run. But if Arizona's left-handers are jumping on the plate, that normal pitch away is middle. That one just froze Rivas.
You have to be careful when you start putting a plan like that with these young hitters, telling them to now start recognizing the strike zone. For Rivas, that usually is a ball, and he's away from the plate normally. Gave up on it because all his life he's been in one spot. Now you're telling him to be in another for this special occasion. He's going to take that pitch 7 out of 10 times.
Sophomore Jared Oliva, the center fielder, is up. Arizona, this College World Series has been better than any team with 2 out, runs batted in.
Watch Matajevic out there at second base, too. He had a walking lead just a minute ago. That one slowed him down.
Called strike 2, a little delayed call by Joe Burleson, but it's in there for a strike, and Beckwith is 1 strike away from getting out of a 2-men-on, 1-out situation. Coastal fans behind their dugout continue to cheer very loudly. Many of them have made the trip either from the Carolinas or points all over the country. This is a 21-year dream in the making, and a lot of the former players showed up to root on Gary Gilmore. That one came back in over the plate. Got away with a mistake, and it's fouled into the seats. Olive is a .239 hitter. Started 57 of the 70 games for Johnson. And again, reminder how tough Beckwith is against right-handers. A .158 batting average against. Marks is way over towards center. A ton of room down the line and left. This one is to right. Owings goes back a few steps. He's under it. And he makes the play. So Beckwith gets out of it after a Matajevic single, followed by a Lewis single on a hit and run. Bottom of the order in the speedster. Billy Cook due up when we come back. After a rain out last night, live during the day today for the championship game, as you take a look at the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, which is a rooster. The proudest rooster of all. Big 12, Big South, I should say, regular season and tournament champions. They won in Raleigh. They actually were down 2 in the top of the 9th and down to their last strike, and then it rained, which is something we got a taste of last night. They had to come back the next day, and they came back and won. They swept LSU in the Supers in Baton Rouge, which is nearly impossible. Then they come here and beat Florida and Texas Tech, 2 national seeds, and TCU twice. These teams are tested, there's no doubt about it, and they played the best at the most important time. Billy Cook back up the middle. And one of the keys for Arizona in their success has been defensive positioning, and Cody Raymer was right where the ball was hit.
I think the other thing, too, it's one thing to position, we've talked about it. The other thing is to make the plays. And Arizona has made just about every play here the last 2 weeks.
Well, Kevin Woodall bats in the 8th spot. Big, tall, 6'5", 235-pounder from Georgetown, South Carolina. And he was the guy who hit the ball probably better, harder than anybody in the Game 2 victory for them.
Liked his swings there. He had 2 hits in that one, a double and a single. Can spray it around.
See if after a day off he's still locked in. That pitch is high.
A lot more confident, and earlier on he wasn't on his legs as much as he was in Game 2, and again today just taking that pitch. More strength on the inner right thigh.
Rips one foul. Looks like he's still seeing the ball really well.
Had trouble getting to the pitch up and in. This time, see how quick his hands are. Great foundation.
Kyle, after seeing that, you go slider away here, 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't think you try to challenge fastball in. Maybe a
change up.
Boy,
change up.
he was right on that one.
Salazar set up inside also.
Change up down and into Woodall right now.
No.
It wouldn't be the one. Spin that breaking ball down and away ahead in the count. See if you can get him to chase.
Nope. We'll throw a fastball right over the edge of the plate. And right now, both Dahlbeck and Beckwith pinpoint control.
The Red Sox have a decision to make with this cat because they drafted him as a hitter, and I think you got to put him on the mound because it is so free and easy, and you can. There's more velocity there too because you can see. I mean, the extension isn't all the way there yet, but the stuff is really good from Dahlbeck.
David Parrott, the catcher. Fastball in there for a strike. Hey, the way the Red Sox are going right now, Dahlbeck could pitch for them next week. Got some issues with their starting pitching. They've had it all season long. And Dahlbeck here's got 21 strikeouts in 17 2/3 inning pitched. More than a strikeout in inning. Salazar may have stole the strike there.
He presented that one. He's very quiet back there, not trying to steal too many pitches.
Ooh, and that one looked like it caught more of the plate than the one before.
Got a balk. Got a balk back behind home plate right there.
That's what you call the good old makeup pitch. Makeup call by Joe Burleson behind the plate.
You're going to have to steal that one out.
Up, that's down. 3-2.
I like it. Joe Burleson bearing down. He recognized he missed the other one. Stayed with that one.
Looking for strikeout number 4. Dahlbeck gets it. 92 miles an hour on a fastball. May have had a day off because of the rain. Pitchers are enjoying that extra day of rest.
another walk-off in 20 years, maybe they'll be...
We are scoreless here in Omaha, and throughout the College World Series, we have learned of the stories and the people who have provided these college baseball teams with perspective. For Coastal Carolina, it's been the Thomas family. Pitching coach Drew Thomas's wife, Jamie, was diagnosed with breast cancer in August. The good news is that Jamie had her final radiation treatment 2 days ago, was back here in time for Game 2 of this final series. Jamie, in what ways did this Coastal Carolina community support you all through this?
I mean, everyone at Coastal has been the support that we received has been overwhelming, from the athletic department, the athletic foundation, to the other coaches and their families. Gilly, gave Drew the opportunity to be more flexible in his schedule and allow him to be home more often. Gilly's wife, Kathy, has been amazing. I'm going to cry talking about it, but all the support to providing meals and selling T-shirts, and it's just, thank you has not been enough.
As your husband told me, he has seen his players gain such maturity through these experiences shared with you all. How have you seen that manifested?
I think that anytime you have something like that hit close to home, the closer to home it hits, you get more perspective. And I think Drew was very honest with his players, with how he felt and what he was going through. And I think that they saw that. And on the flip side, I think that they helped Drew to get through a difficult time too. So I think that it worked both ways.
As Drew told me, baseball was therapy for him throughout all of this. We're so glad you're here, and
yes, we are so excited. Go Chants!
Haley, terrific. Thank you very much. As the fly out from Lewis Boyd is caught in center field by Billy Cook. To pick up on the whole Coastal sort of family feel, there's no doubt that in talking to fans, players, coaches, you heard it there. Gary Gilmore's name comes up, and the support that he has shown. He was the pitching coach for a while. He's done just about everything, and he and his wife Kathy have shown that they are parents in a lot of ways. And these kids are open books. One of the questions they all answer when they fill out surveys before they get here: tell us something that maybe the other players don't know. And their response to that was, they know everything. You really get the feeling that this is way more than just a group of kids playing baseball, and the words we just heard really brought that point home.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot through this tournament, just the way that kids' emotions are so pure when it comes to their coach a lot of times, and they don't hide it when it comes to Gary Gilmore and his coaching staff. It's more than a coach, that's for sure, and the impact that he's had on them and the others he's touched in 21 years is pretty impressive.
Cody Raymer rips this one to right. Oh, he's got a late jump, and it went under his glove. Raymer hits second. He heads to third, and that is where he will hold up. Connor Owings took a chance, and he got burned.
Talk about adjustments. First, he's on top of the plate, then he gets on it. Good backspin. Bad read by Owings in right field. With one out, you want to be able to keep that ball in front of you. Keep the double play in order. Keep that hitter at first. Instead, went after it. Really surprised right now the Chants are not playing in with one out. They've showed that tendency early. Very good hitter with 107 hits coming to the plate was Zach Gibbons.
It wouldn't shock anybody if Gibbons were to bunt. Woodall is way in close at first.
And Eddie, I'm surprised too when you bunt your second hitter, Michael Paez, with men at first in the first inning, you're telling everybody that it's going to be a low-scoring game. So in this situation, with the ground ball pitcher, play the infield in, put the pressure on the base runner to see if he takes off with the ground ball.
Paez deep in the hole at short, and that one is pulled foul, so 2 strikes on Zach Gibbons.
It's kind of a start out in right field too. You watch Owens goes, and then we're going to pauses just a little bit, and that was enough to just kind of get him off line when he was running in. Big play in this ball game, to where it does feel like every run is going to be extremely important. I don't think it's going to take many.
Ahead 0-2. Slow roller, tough play. Beckwith comes home with it. He threw it wide, out at home. That's another one you'd like to see a look at. That throw from Beckwith pulled Parrott to the first base side, and it almost looked like Raymer got his hand in.
That was a great play by David Parrott. And we'll see whether or not the tag got there, but watch where the throw is. Watch how far Parrott has to go get it. Now reach all the way back across. I thought, that hand got in there. I thought he might have got the arm before he got it in there, but watch the hand of Raymer. Because I think he's safe. He's safe. I think the hand got in before the tag, because the tag was up kind of on the sternum. It's a great play by Parrott even to have a chance. He's got to reach that far, but I think that left hand got in there from Raymer. I think Coastal got one there.
Yeah, the tag definitely comes late on the chest after the hand hit, but again, college baseball only reviews a couple of plays, none of them bang-bang plays, none of them at the bases like this. You can see the tag on the chest after the hand had hit. Big break for Coastal, they'll take it. There's a great look at it. The hand is there, and the glove is still coming up right there.
I think where Joe Burleson thinks that the tag was made was more on the wrist part, on the forearm, on the way up.
Can see that. Aguilar sends one through the hole between third and short. Arizona picks up its fourth hit. Raymer was given a single, then an error on Owings allowed him to get to third. And no question, the opportunities to score have been heavily in favor of Arizona.
Well, true to Aguilar, that's what he's been doing, just hitting the ball to left field consistently in this College World Series. See, the outfield always plays him the other way, but on the ground he's been hitting it that way too. Let's see if Coastal later on makes that adjustment, especially against the ground ball pitcher.
And we're seeing a bunch of the lefties go the other way with it. They have 3 of the 4 Arizona hits. Salazar went the other way. His first time up, he grounded out to the shortstop, Paez. Good speed out there. Gibbons at second, and they have the pickoff play on, and he slides back safely. Tough feeling for Raymer sitting there on the bench, knowing in his mind that he believes he was safe. Outside, 2-0. Cesar Salazar was the .278 hitter during the regular season. He's looking for his first RBI here at the College World Series. Out of play as he jammed him. Salazar was a kid from Mexico who was 12 years old, played on a travel team that played in tournaments in Arizona and around the United States. The coach of that team moved to the U.S. and eventually Salazar followed and moved in with a family to be able to play baseball in the United States, and twice he was ruled to be ineligible. He couldn't play his sophomore year, his junior year, played 18 games of high school his senior year and was ruled ineligible again, but it was enough to impress this Arizona staff. This one is straight up. Who's going to call it? Remillard, the third baseman. Close play at the plate, and it went the way of Coastal Carolina. Give Parrott credit, he sold it hard as Beckwith went to his right, threw back to his left, dragged his catcher to the first base side, but the home plate umpire, Joe Burleson, says out. And after that, we stay 0-0 through 3. Personalities of both these teams have been outstanding. The Arizona Wildcats, look at that, 16-14 in the Pac-12. They finished tied for third there. They were expected to finish way down, 9th. 17th time, though, they've been to Omaha, and they have been outstanding in elimination games, 6-0. See if Coastal can get something going as we're back to the top of the order. Anthony Marks squares to bunt, called strike. There's a good chance that Anthony Marks' baseball career pinnacles here. And he has been so good at making contact and getting on base, and it's very symbolic. He's the guy that years from now, when they have the reunions, they'll be talking about the role that Marks played in Omaha and how good he was.
It's one of the main reasons they bumped him back to that leadoff role. It hit second some in this College World Series. Marks back to the leadoff role, and that's the way he started the game.
Love the guy.
Hit so far for Coastal was a leadoff single from Marks.
He's the guy you want on your team and you hate on the other team. Love Marks. Now Paez, the shortstop. He tried to bunt Marks down to second, and that led to a 2-6-3 double play. Paez is a South Florida guy, and with all the baseball in South Florida between Miami and Florida State and other schools, he escaped. He went down to Coastal. Really developed. I mean, he's a project that has turned into a terrific shortstop at the collegiate level. Put a charge into one in game 2. We thought all was getting out of the ballpark, and then ended up at the warning track.
He did too. He did too.
Here's another one lifted deep to left field. Rivas is back. He feels for the wall, and is another one. I'm all for moving the fences in here about 8 feet. I think 8 feet would be a perfect compromise that some of the balls that should get out and do at most of their stadiums would get out at here. You bring center into 400, and even if you leave the corners at 335, maybe bring the alleys in, because the one part about Rosenblatt and College World Series was this idea that you could see a game go 10-8 and you had the threat of a home run. These guys come here shaking their heads every time they leave.
There was another head shaker there for Paez coming off.
Yeah, another head shaker for Alex Cora also. You move the fence in with the idea of a home run at any time.
Why are you doing that? Why are you bringing up Alex's history at the College World Series?
Well, just saying.
Turn the page. We have a good game right here.
There we go.
I'm all about this one.
There we go.
Fences in, cut the grass, make it faster. If you're not going to move the fences in, at least cut the grass, make it fair for the hitters.
Well, the grass is actually short. It's the density. And I talked to Dan Blank, the grounds crew keeper, and he told me, he said, the grass is as short as it can get, especially during the summer. The problem is the density underneath. A lot of these teams are southern teams that play in Bermuda grass. This is not Bermuda grass. It's northern grass that they need to withstand the weather.
You see, brother, I thought I stopped learning English when Dallas left. I'm learning English with you, Eduardo.
Eddie,
there we go.
Eddie, the agronomist. I love this.
There we go. Hey, have to do your homework. I even put him on my Facebook page. I thought it was a blast. I went out there and asked him away.
Dahlbeck has faced the minimum through 4 innings, and he looks solid. Fastball's been overpowering. Arizona comes up in the 4th. Standard operating procedure for the Arizona Wildcats in their dugout in between innings, dancing and spraying water bottles all over themselves, trying to get Arizona, who's had a couple of runners on in the last 2 innings, to break through and score a run. Matajevic bats for the 2nd time. He singled, got all the way to second in the 2nd. And we got a national championship game to be decided right here. Arizona out of the Pac-12 and Coastal out of the Big South for another day. And then they literally will move from the Big South to the Sun Belt Conference. as they transition to FBS status.
Remember the last time they tried to surprise Matajevic with that fastball in on his hands late in the count. See if they go back there, because everything so far has been away, away, away.
If he gets one to hit, the wind is now moved and it's blowing out towards right field. This one to center field. Billy Cook, couple steps back, and he makes the play. Little after 1 here and 2 in the East. Want to show you what has happened so far. If you're just joining us, Bobby Dahlbeck has been on the mound for Arizona today. He got an extra day of rest and he's been outstanding. And a very close play at the plate, which went Coastal's way. And the question that we're all kind of asking, did Parrott get the arm of Raymer right there before he got him on the chest? Some angles looked like yes, other angles looked like no. The ultimate call was Joe Burleson's. He said no, which is why we are still 0-0 in this winner-take-all championship game.
Yeah, I'm an Arizona fan. I'd be livid with that call. Good team that protects the lead. But definitely a tough call to make for Joe Burleson at high speed.
Saw that dugout celebration. To Jay Johnson's credit, the first-year coach, his theory on it all was they've earned the right to have their dugout be the place they want to be the worst than anywhere else in the world. Let them have fun.
Inside. It's on the line.
And it seems to have obviously helped this team stay comfortable and relaxed. Whoa! The ultimate web gem glove. That's as big as the glove in San Francisco.
Yep.
Stands behind the left field wall at AT&T Park. Oh, we got a big ball too. First time that Beckwith has been into a 3-ball count. And he walks him. Got to keep an eye on Beckwith. As Kyle pointed out, he threw 137 pitches in his last start. The day off allowed Gary Gilmore the luxury now of knowing he's got both Mike Morrison and Bobby Holmes to pitch out of the bullpen. Those two guys have been just about every significant game. They've made a major contribution. That's Morrison there. And there's Holmes right there, 31. He's responsible for the rally monkey, which I'm sure we'll dive into later, Rafiki. Eduardo brought his rally monkey to the booth last night, but we couldn't stop the rain. It just didn't work.
Did my best. There's Rafiki with his pass.
Playing bad baseball, they find a rally monkey. They often score about 48 runs in the next series. Well, fielder's choice. Another hit and run there as Lewis was on his way to second base when Rivas rolled it over. So for the third consecutive inning, a runner in scoring position for Arizona.
That's what we've seen so far today from Arizona. When there's action with cover, and this time you can see Rivas. 0-1 hit and run. That's when you know you're facing a guy that's going to throw a bunch of strikes, and B, not a lot of swing and miss stuff, which is kind of what Beckwith is. But another runner out there in scoring position in Kyle Lewis for Arizona.
And again, they are now 0 for 4 today, but nobody's had more 2-out RBIs than Arizona at the College World Series. And they're not going to get this one home either. 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Beckwith gets it done. We are 4 innings in. 4, 5, 6 coming up for Coastal. A high-powered offense that's been kept in check.
We're still scoreless in Omaha as we head to the top of the 5th with Coach Jay Johnson. Coach, what was your reaction to that play in the bottom of the 3rd as Cody Raymer was called out at home?
Well, first off, I asked Cody. He said it was safe, and it was a really nice job by him. We have a color code system, whether they know where they're going on the ground or not. And it's a swinging bunt, we call it. It's the player's read, and he's a heck of an instinctive player, and it was a great read, and I thought he was safe.
0 for 5, though, with runners in scoring position. How do you get one through?
Just keep grinding. I mean, at this point, try to hit with a clear mind, put a good swing on a good pitch, and try to get to him. We've done a better job than the two teams that he's faced so far, and we just got to keep grinding him out.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks you.
Jay Johnson, first-year coach, who's got his team here to Omaha. 4 others did that. None of them won a College World Series title, as Johnson attempts to be the first to do that in his first year. Into the seats, you can hear some Coastal fans saying get out. Remillard had 99 hits in 2016, which tied a Coastal season record for base hits with Dave Sapelt, a very good player for them back in 2007. This is a kid like many who get to this level have dealt with injuries and setbacks. Remillard had Tommy John surgery, and took a while for him to feel as if he could make that throw across the diamond. He hit for a couple of years, just a typical grinder that Coastal Carolina has on their team. He's played himself into being a 10th round draft pick with the White Sox. As you take a look at how he has developed, all the numbers across the board trending in the right direction for Zach Remillard.
I think he's a really good senior sign. I mean, a 10th round pick, he's going to have a chance to go play. There's some swing and miss, and the swing's probably a little bit long, but defensively looks good at third base, and there is some juice. 19 home runs, that leads Coastal.
Well, you wouldn't be a major league player, Kyle, if you didn't have some swing and miss. I mean, they all do now, right?
They all do.
That's true. Well, there's been a lot of swing and miss against Bobby Dahlbeck because the stuff really from the get-go has been special. He's faced the minimum so far, so slider, the first 2 strikeouts, and then we start going to the fastball a little bit more. The 2-seam action on the outside part of the plate that brings it back over. Rears back and lets it go. He's been up as high as 93, and then the breaking ball right there to finish off Remillard. 6 strikeouts already for Bobby Dahlbeck.
Designated hitter is G.K. Young. We talked a lot about the relationship that Gary Gilmore has with his players and the community there as well. This is a coach that had a chance to go elsewhere to bigger schools and really believed in the system. And Young was one of those kids that grew up wanting to play for him. He shoots this one into left, and G.K. Young, the designated hitter whose dream it was to wear the shot declare uniform, delivers an extra base hit.
They say hit him where it's pitched. Pitch on the outer half. GK doesn't do much. Doesn't try to pull that ball. Goes the other way nicely. Rivas struggles with it a little bit, but no matter what, it's going to be a double. Now with 1 out, you have that runner in scoring position. This is where Coastal Carolina has excelled throughout the season.
And a good contact hitter up now, and Tyler Chadwick, who flew out to left his first time up.
First pitch change up there from Dahlbeck.
Coastal lineup is potent 1 through 9. What a job by Salazar.
It's been phenomenal.
That's a huge play. That run gets down to third base with 1 out. All sorts of ways to score him.
That's how low he stays here. Doesn't get that catcher's mitt up. Makes sure ball stays in front.
Wicked break on that pitch from Dahlbeck, and another block by Salazar. Last night during the rain delay, we saw Kyle don the old catcher's gear, and he was blocking balls up here in the booth.
Trying to get a little work in, Rav.
Yep.
Never know when the call might come.
Well, Salazar's doing it a little bit better, but you showed signs. How are we with 2 strikes? No, he chased another one. That is a nasty back-to-back slider from Bobby Dahlbeck. Slider, curveball, wicked break on him.
Yeah, and you go 2 changeups, 2 breaking balls in this at bat for Dahlbeck. So 1-1, then he goes slider right there to strike out Tyler Chadwick. Watch a top to bottom break on this too. Throws it hard, 80, 81 miles an hour. Really like his stuff. Dave Lawn out right now. This is probably just a little bit of a scouting report reminder against Billy Cook.
Billy Cook, the speedster, not afraid to bunt for a hit. Man on second, you don't want to throw it away. Part of the conversation going on there. Conversation Sunday night presented by Taco Bell. Marcell Ozuna and the Marlins get to deal with the Braves. The most significant part of this game is ESPN will televise it. Will be in Fort Bragg. It's presented by Chevrolet, a special edition of Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell in the newly constructed 12,500-seat baseball stadium on the Fort Bragg U.S. Army base in North Carolina. And there'll be over 12,000 soldiers in attendance to watch that game. A special Sunday night game with baseball tonight starting at 7 Eastern Time from Fort Bragg, as we pay tribute to the military on July 3rd and the July 4th holiday. Fastest guy on Coastal Carolina is the guy with the bat in his hand right now, Billy Cook.
Down.
Fastest guy. He's also the quietest guy on the team. Likes to be an under-the-radar type player. He plays center field. Loves the speed that he's got out there.
Well, speaking of center field, Jared Oliva really shallow in center field.
Outside.
2-0. Kevin Woodall, who's hit the ball more squarely than anyone on Coastal's team, stands in the on-deck circle. First threat of the day really for Coastal, with the man in scoring position for the first time. Salazar continues to be a backstop back there. But Dahlbeck's digging himself a little hole, 3-0.
A little changeup, and he's done that a few different times. So he throws the changeup, just holds on to it a little bit too long. And when that happens, when that release point's just a little bit off, he's tugged it down and away, but Salazar's done a great job of keeping it in front of him.
Yep.
Came back, a little two-seamer on the outside part of the plate to go 3-1. National championship game. Coastal Carolina, mid-major, Arizona, out of the Pac-12. 3-1, 3-2.
That's where you're a hitter.
That's full count. 3-2.
You have to know 2-0, they went changeup, 3-1. They're not going to throw you a fastball. And don't expect 3-2 here. And if it is a fastball, don't expect 3-2 to be in the zone. Being very careful with Billy Cook.
He's had a lot of big hits for this team. A spray hitter. Won't chase, and down to third. And in there safely goes G.K. Young. The way that Dahlbeck is spiking a few of these balls, that could be a key play if one happens to get by Salazar.
And G.K. Young does not have great speed. But watch the break right here. Read the ball in the dirt. Good secondary all the way on his front foot. Able to get 90 feet away from home.
Jay Johnson has a choice to make here with runners at first and third. You throw through. G.K. Young, not a fast runner. You had alluded to that. I say let's trust Salazar in his arm and throw through. Fundamentally sound team. Top of the fifth inning would send a good message to your offense.
So Eddie's point being that if Cook decides to go with all of his steals, he's got 27 of them on the year. He's suggesting that Salazar throw all the way down, and that would allow Young, if he so chooses, to try to come home and score a run as the ball heads down to second base. So that's why you're having all sorts of signs being shared.
This is where all the signs are being shared. You have to be able to relay it to all of them. Make sure everything's perfect.
That's a good job by Boyd. As a shortstop, if you're not 100% sure of what is going on, just go to the mound. Let's talk about it. Let's make sure we're on the same page.
Big chance here for Coastal. Woodall, good hitter too, and speed at first. Little things can decide a College World Series baseball game, and one of them would be a 2-out hit. Great pitch. He threw a changeup in there at 1-0 to even it up at 1-1.
Really got away from that fastball. And the fastball he's gotten had pretty good success with today, but all 3 pitches in this at bat to Woodall off speed.
It's been like that, Cal, with men in scoring position. Change-up, slider, change-up, curveball.
Ooh, on the corner,
It's a big call.
Fired one in at 92 and gets the called strike.
Pitch has to be away. Watch Salazar. Give Salazar a lot of credit right there. Bringing that pitch back, working Joe Burleson behind the plate. Big swing pitch. Would have been 3-1, now 2-2.
Slow roller to third, fielded to second. They get the force there as Cook, with all his speed, unable to get down there in time. And Dahlbeck pitches around it. Coastal had a threat. We are 4.5 through, halfway through the championship game at the College World Series.
We are still scoreless in this national championship game, but Coach Gary Gilmore's team came awfully close to getting one across in that last inning. Coach, what is the directive against Bobby Dahlbeck?
I mean, we just have to keep grinding it out. The kid's throwing three pitches for strikes and controls the running game very well. So, you know, we just got to put a couple swings on a ball in an inning and hopefully make some things happen and get 1 or 2.
Andrew Beckwith is doing more of what we've seen Beckwith do in Omaha. What does that look like to you?
I mean, he's just out there competing. You know, I mean, we made a huge mistake in the outfield, and he pitched around it, and it's what these kids have been doing all year. They just pick each other up. So hopefully we can find a way to get a couple across here and give ourselves a chance to win.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
4 innings, 4 hits, no runs, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Off of an outing in which he threw 137, he's 53 pitches in. As the bottom of the 5th starts with the number 9 hitter, Lewis Boyd, who flew out to right. And then we're back to the top of the order. In the top of the order, Raymer and Gibbons each have been on base. Arizona's been the team that's knocked on the door a few more times.
Remillard is way back. And Lewis Boyd with only 3 hits in this College World Series. He's starting to sneak in a little bit.
He heard you. It's a little quiet here right now. Off-speed pitch, and it worked beautifully as Boyd got way out in front of it. Woodall comes in to make the play.
We told you before the game the different arm angles that you'll see from Andrew Beckwith, and we've seen it all the way through. It will come all the way down and can elevate from that spot too. He's given up a few base runners, but when he's had to make a pitch today, he's done a good sinker from over the top, and then the ability to throw that fastball inside on left-handers. So glove side and arm side control, the fastball has been very, very good for Beckwith so far today.
How about 22 1/3 with 2 runs, 14 strikeouts, and the big number is 291 pitches.
No beach ball right now. No beach ball in the field.
And perhaps Jay Johnson, the coach and now third base coach, wants to maybe upset the rhythm of Beckwith. He just had a long chat with Cody Raymer.
One thing Jay Johnson does do, he's a student of the game all the time. If he sees something, he wants to give his players an edge.
You heard Gary Gilmore talk about we were able to pitch around a big mistake in the outfield. It was Raymer who drilled one into right field, and Connor Owings charged it. It went under his glove. Raymer ended up on third, and then was thrown out at home on a close play. And a ball hit back to Beckwith. Throughout the course of the year, Gibbons has had the bigger numbers with the number of hits and moving past Terry Francona on the all-time Arizona hit list, but Raymer's the guy that they point to as probably the best pure hitter on the team.
Guy that's raised his average over 100 points since last year, too. He's been a great leadoff hitter for him. Good speed with 9 stolen bases.
Had Rick Sutcliffe on SportsCenter last night prior to the game getting postponed, and asked about Beckwith and the difference in the 2 arm slots and why more pitchers at the major league level don't do it. He brought up a good point, which was, well, at the major league level, usually you're good enough. You don't need to have the 2 arm angles. That one is lifted into right, and once again, Raymer is on. He also said at the end of his career he did do just that. It was suggested to him that if you're not getting guys out over the top, then drop down.
Watch location. Parrott wanting to set up away. Slider stays up and in. Right now, Cody Raymer just too good offensively.
Once again, the wind picks up a little bit and blows out towards right center for a guy that has home run power in Zach Gibbons. Gibbons has been the top hitter at the College World Series. He's got 13 hits and 8 runs batted in. You see the numbers, a .448 batting average. Pretty impressive given the College World Series has been all about pitching.
Say you lead the country in hits, and that's exactly what Zach Gibbons has done this year. We've already seen 2 times today Arizona's hit and run. It just doesn't feel like they're going to go station to station.
Cody Raymer, 9 steals down there at first. He's got good speed, and now he's got a contact hitter up in Gibbons.
And Eddie, you're talking about Arizona being students of the game, and they picking stuff from the pitchers and trying to steal bases. Seems like whenever Beckwith comes up with the tip of the hat, like, you know, he's down and comes up, he's going to the plate. Where he doesn't, he throws over. It's one of the keys you got to pay attention as a base runner. If you see that, instead of being a 1-2 guy, he becomes a 1-7 when he does that.
.230 in the East, 1:30 here in Omaha. 11:30 out in Arizona, where they have their eyes on this game on ESPNU. Coastal Carolina, Arizona, in the championship game of the championship series at TD Ameritrade Park for the 6th consecutive year in downtown Omaha, Nebraska. 2 teams not expected to be here, but they are 1 win away and perhaps 1 run away from taking home a college championship. Gibbons, double play ball. Chadwick, Paez, got him. Both these teams have used double plays to get out of jams, and Coastal gets it done. Chadwick, who is not the everyday second baseman, a perfect feed to Paez. We are through 5.
saying he's out.
Well, that's what Joe Burles had said, and that's why it stands 0-0 through 5. Both on the mound have been great.
Dahlbeck and Beckwith, and Arizona's had the chances, and they continue a trend, 3 for 25 in the finals with runners in scoring position. Who is going to break through first? David Parrott bats 9 and takes a rip at the first pitch and fouls it back. You don't want to fall behind either of these pitchers, which is why you're seeing some first pitch swings.
Outside.
Parrott swings and misses again. And again, for those who are wondering, Coastal Carolina in a championship series at the College World Series, this is a very, very good baseball program. They've been to the Super Regionals before. 2010 is the team that Gary Gilmore always cites as perhaps being the best team. That one got Salazar, and he seemed to be knocked back a little bit. But they have put together some impressive seasons and knocked on the door. They just never were able to get through. Gilmore refused, in spite of all the invitations and the players who pleaded, just go to Omaha, see what it's like, man. You may never get there. He refused to go until a team got him here.
He's been here 2 weeks.
now he can't leave.
Yeah.
Barrett turned that fastball around. Just to accentuate that point, most wins. Look, Florida State plays all the time. Rice, LSU, Texas, Miami, Coastal Carolina. As amongst the most wins in the country. And maybe people will say, well, they beat up on the Big South. They were 21-3 this year. And that's valid, but they also do schedule. And if you're talking about RPI, they schedule some teams.
Great at bat.
Parrott draws the leadoff walk as we start the top of the 6th.
And one thing to remember with Parrott, too, I mean, this is a catcher that has pretty good speed. We saw earlier in this College World Series, stole second, stole third when he was on. Just 6 stolen bases this year for David Parrott, but he does not clog up the base pass when he's out there.
Well, this is Mark's wheelhouse right now. The leadoff hitter comes up.
Contact hitter. Doesn't happen much in college, especially when it's a tie game in the top of the 6th. 95% of the time you see a bunt situation, especially against a guy that can bunt well, but he's also a great contact hitter. Don't be surprised. Try to move a little bit the pieces the way Dahlbeck has been pitching. Go with the hit and run.
This is where I'd love to see the slash, too, because it works directly into the swing of Marks, and you're getting the defense that you want to see.
But you've said it all along. The way his feet are set up in that box and the way he positions himself for the bunt, that's very difficult to do.
Kyle Lewis is at third, and remember, Dahlbeck is a good fielder on the mound. He plays third base when he doesn't pitch. What a good bunt by Marks. He's out at first, but he laid that down, and it just fell asleep on the way to the third baseman, Lewis.
We're talking about fundamentals. Footwork, bend those knees. Bat head stays level throughout. Executing perfectly. Getting it down, deadening the baseball. Now, 74% of the runners. 72% it's gone down. It was 74 when they got to the College World Series. Gone down 2 percentage points. Have scored after a sac bunt for Coastal Carolina.
And think about that. I mean, 7 out of 10 that they sacrifice end up scoring. That's a huge digit.
Well, and especially where we're at in this ball game, 1 feels like a lot. But if you can get the first one might be enough today.
Outfield very deep. We've seen Paez hit some balls to the wall the last 2 games. Salazar continues to be a wall behind the plate.
And Bobby Dahlbeck again going to off-speed pitches with men in scoring position. And Eddie, you talk about it 2-0. He threw a changeup to Cook. You start paying attention to sequences. You start looking for pitches and try to drive them.
Went with a fastball and got a punch from the home plate umpire, Joe Burleson, on the strike.
Any ball that gets through the hole, runner scores. Outfield's just way too deep. They've been playing pies like that, and it's worked out for Arizona.
Outside. 3-1.
He's shown that he can also hit a fastball. I believe Paez is thinking, let's just drive a ball on the ground, because the last two that he killed have been caught. Looking for his first World Series RBI.
Down.
And he draws the walk. Remember that number, 72% of the runners that have been sacrificed have come in to score for Coastal. They did it in this inning. And the pitch count has risen to 90. He threw 22 last inning. And he's going to get a little conversation from Dave Lawn. Dahlbeck strikes you as one of those who, while he probably understands it, doesn't necessarily want to have a conversation.
And I think part of this is to get that bullpen going. Cameron Ming up and headed down to that bullpen right now. And that was one of the big advantages if you're Arizona to not playing yesterday. Is you give Cameron Ming a day off. Coastal took some pretty good swings the last time they saw Ming in the ballgame.
Those left-handed hitters looked for the breaking ball up, and they did not miss.
You guys have a team meeting up there right now?
We've had ours. We're prepared. We've been together a lot the last couple of weeks.
We got Kaylee here. We're meeting right here, going over the pitches. Going over pitches. Talking about off-speed pitches with men in scoring position. And Eddie, as a hitter, will you look for breaking ball in the first pitch after this meeting?
No, I would not. I would not. His breaking ball's been really, really good. I'm looking actually fastball up in the zone. That's where he's been really successful. And then you can make the adjustment to the breaking ball. But the way Owens has really hit that fastball, you have to look fastball. Hasn't done a good job with the breaking pitch.
Connor Owings blooped one over the head of Dahlbeck, and that led to Mark scoring in game 2. And he looks at a called strike.
There's that changeup.
I'm with you, Eddie. If that's your strength, if you can hit a fastball, stay with it. Stay with it. Do not change your plan because Dahlbeck has been throwing off speed for strike.
One thing is you might not get one. You might not get one in this at bat.
Connor Owings showed up on campus, and even before school started as a freshman, he got violently ill. They discovered that his left kidney was never developed, and his right one functioned at 20%. It wasn't until April 1st that they discovered his mom, who we've seen has been formally approved as a kidney donor. He will eventually need to have an operation, but he has been playing that way. And Sherry Owings has said that when they got that call, she cried and called everybody. They could finally breathe again because they weren't sure what direction this was going to go. Owings has been a big-time contributor for Coastal. He's got a chance here to deliver the first run of the game, and that one is lost by Salazar. You wonder, with Bobby Dahlbeck on the mound, having just walked Paez, that pitch count up to 94, how long they go. Remillard has not been able to hit the fastball from Dahlbeck, and he's on deck.
3 out of the 4 pitches this at bat have been a changeup. See if he goes back to a 3-1.
Went to his money pitch. That's the fastball up. A lot of the Coastal Carolina hitters have that uppercut swing. Tough to lay off.
Parrott is down at second base. Paez at first. Top of the 6th of this College World Series championship game. And the full count pitch, 3-2. Oh, he swung at a ball 4, but it got by. He didn't go down to first or make any attempt to go down to first, but down to third and up to second go Parrott and Paez.
See the entire at bat. It's first pitch changeup that's called for a strike, and then changeup down and out of the zone that Owings takes. Fastball that kind of tugs. So we're 2-1 right now, 3-1 after the changeup misses, and then pumps a fastball right by him. This last one's a changeup that kind of gets around and cuts a little bit. You can see Salazar has to reach all the way across the plate to try to block that one. Not exactly the spot that Bobby Dahlbeck wanted to throw it, but Connor Owings could not hold up. Third time he's.
See, the emotion space was occupied, so now though second and third. Remolard's been their RBI guy.
I'd look fastball up all the time here. And one of the biggest reasons is any breaking ball in the dirt, you have a runner at third base. All the weight is on Salazar. He's done a nice job blocking yet. This is where pitchers tend to leave everything up in the zone, especially the way they pitch Remillard.
It's been a team that has been carried by its seniors. We saw Morrison, the closer, start a game the other night. Remillard, the senior, 72 RBI.
No.
Laid off.
Staying down and through. He knows that David Parrott's at third base where anything gets by him.
Boyd deep in the hole, pull side towards third. Good pitch. Really good pitch.
Yeah, got it.
I think with two guys on, 2 outs, 2 strikes, you shorten up a little bit to make contact. That's never been part of Remillard's MO.
Next pitch, the 100th pitch for Bobby Dahlbeck today.
No.
Salazar's had to block some tough pitches through 6 innings.
Grounder up the middle. Fielded, bobbled. They throw to third, they throw it away. Parrott is in. Paez scores 2-0 on an Arizona miscue.
And Zach Remillard doing a good job on the 3-2 pitch, putting the ball in play. And Cody Raymer playing in that brown package up the middle. And he took this one for granted. He went with 2 hands to get this ball. You can see him trying to pick, then he throws behind the runner, and he throws the ball away, but it goes. You can see his head picking at the runner at first base, not able to make that play, and then he tried to make another play, and he throws the ball away. You haven't seen this for this Wildcats defense the whole tournament. And maybe in the biggest pitch of the series, and the biggest play, Raymer makes a play.
So 2 errors on the play, no RBIs. GK Young fouls it back, so you get 2 runs without the benefit of 1 hit.
And both guys that scored walked to get on base. For a defense that's been so good through this College World Series, it was a defensive miscue that led to coastal errors in Game 2 and obviously right here today.
And again, that big number, 72% of those sacrifice runners scored. We saw it again here.
And Cal, you said it best. It's not about positioning and what the guys are doing on the mound. They're making plays out of the brown package. They put him in spots. They've been making plays, and probably one of the most routine plays of the whole tournament, Raymer misses.
Alex talks about the Brown package, and Sergio Brown is the guy that is on the Arizona bench that has devised all these defensive shifts. The players have a small card in their back pocket. They'll pull it out. That's Sergio right there. Alex has dubbed it the Brown package. Young to right. This one's deep, and it is gone. G.K. Young, the Carolina kid, makes it 4-0.
The hometown kid. Biggest hit of his collegiate career.
Did you see Marks jump into his arms? That was awesome. Look at him.
Young's 99th hit of the season, which ties a Coastal Carolina season record. This is a team that when they get a chance, they take advantage of it, and then they add on.
Location, location, location. Curveball over the top, trying to throw it for a strike, and GK was waiting for it, and oh, did he know it as soon as he hit it.
Woo, was that close inside that Arizona dugout. 18th home run of the season for G.K. Young. And as we've talked about, the kid had a dream, and it was to play for Coastal. Other big schools wanted him. He never wanted to leave Conway, South Carolina. Another hit. Pitch up in the zone, and Tyler Chadwick delivers. And now the ball is rolling for Coastal. All with 2 outs.
Alex had said it, runners in scoring position. When runners are on, they go to the breaking pitch. Coastal Carolina, a well-coached, well-prepared team sitting on it, was GK, and oh my,
That may be it for Bobby Dahlbeck, as the offense of the Chanticleers benefit by the double error, which allowed the first 2 runs to score. It seems to have shaken up Dahlbeck a little bit, and G.K. Young delivers, and that was a long, long home run.
We go 7 or 8 rows deep beyond the bullpen in right field.
So you still want to move the fences in?
Yeah, I do actually.
8 feet's all he wants.
I do. That's going to be it for Dahlbeck. He's done. That was the first home run allowed by the Arizona staff, and you can see he's got his arm around Cody Raymer, the second baseman, who's wearing it after that error. Bobby's letting him know, man, this is not about the error. We got a chance to come back. They'll get a chance to hit at least 4 more times. The home team, Arizona, sees Dahlbeck go to the bench. Coastal has 4. And the biggest blow of the day, and maybe Coastal Carolina's baseball history, comes off the bat of the kid that grew up wanting only one thing: to go play for him. G.K. Young does it. Cameron Ming's 6th College World Series appearance, which ties a College World Series record. Rob Wooten did it for Carolina back in 2007. And what a difference a night can make for a pitcher. His first 4 games, he was great. 1 earned run in Tuesday's game. Cameron Ming just didn't have the location, didn't have command, and he got hit pretty good. Andrew Beckwith will pitch with the lead. He has thrown 2 complete games here in Omaha. We talked about how Remillard was one of those guys who with 2 strikes tends not to shorten his swing and make contact, which is exactly what he ended up doing, and forced Raymer to make a play that he didn't. Good pitch. Right back at him. Nice play by Cameron Ming, who'll head towards first. Make the throw for the out. But the shot declares and their fans stand as Dahlbeck is out of the game. Remillard put it in play. Raymer bobbled it, then threw it away and allowed two to come in. And downtown goes G.K. Young. Big fly here at TD Ameritrade. Heading to the bottom of the sixth. Coastal up 4-zip. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're enjoying ESPN's coverage of the NCAA College World Series presented by Capital One. Aerial coverage today is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. And TD Ameritrade has seen now 6 College World Series, and they have never seen a team like Coastal before, with a chance to win its first out of a mid-major conference. We've seen the likes of Stony Brook here and other schools like that, but this one is as complete a team as we've seen offensively, defensively, and certainly this kid on the mound, Andrew Beckwith.
Look at the different ways that they've won games here, too. I mean, today the home run plays into it, but they've only hit 2 here. Active on a base pass, and the consistency on the mound, especially with Beckwith, has been unbelievable.
He'll get the call there against Ryan Aguilar, the number 3 hitter for Arizona. 1 for 2 today with a single. What a great feeling that must be for G.K. Young to go deep at the College World Series, put his team up 4-0. Aguilar, hard hit. Woodall swallows it up at first and steps on the bag. Let's take a look at the Capital One Cup standings update as teams are competing for a combined $400,000 scholarship donation from Capital One. Don't see Miami there.
Trees.
Cora. Don't see FSU there, but somehow Stanford, with all of its success,
great.
The fighting Kyle Petersons.
Yes.
At the top.
No.
What?
A lot of Stanford representatives at the hotel also for the swimming.
A ton of Stanford
qualifiers.
sweatshirts walking around.
Yes.
As the United States Olympic swim team trials are right here at the same time the College World Series is being played. You want to develop an inferiority complex about the shape you're in?
Just roll around the hotel for a little bit.
Around Omaha for a while. Like, okay, we think we're working hard. We're not. Michael Phelps was in the pool and qualified for his 5th Olympics. .3-0 to Salazar rises out of the strike zone. Just after 3 in the East, 2 o'clock as we hit that here in Omaha. And noontime out in Arizona, where Wildcat fans see their team now behind 4-0 in this championship game of the College World Series. And a rare walk for Andrew Beckwith to Cesar Salazar. As much as most people were frustrated by the rain delay, it now allows Coastal to start Beckwith and have Mike Morrison and Bobby Holmes to be available out of the bullpen. There's Morrison. You know that in that mind of his, he's thinking about how we can win it and how he can contribute to it.
This might have been one of those days where they did take his spikes away. Morrison just 1 day off of his longest outing of the year. Looking on right now, and this is the first time. That's 5 straight balls from Andrew Beckwith, and we haven't seen a lot of that today. See? Runners in there right now. It's the only way you're going to keep him out of the bullpen. I'm telling you right now, you hide the spikes and just don't let him have them.
Parrott went out and talked to Beckwith. J.J. Matajevic singled his first time up, then flew out to left. Always the big half inning after a team scores, what you do. As a pitcher, do you keep them at 0 or do you allow them to feel like they're back in the game?
Yeah. But I did like between innings, Jay Johnson gathered his group together and try to keep the focus. Not put your heads down. There's still a lot of baseball left, and if there's a team that can do this, it's this team, Arizona.
Beckwith, who's become quite a story here, was a starter after Tyler Poole went down with the back injury. So he'd been in and out of the pen, and he was outstanding out of the bullpen. I mean, crazy good out of the bullpen at one point. No runs in 33 innings, covered 10 appearances. He went 6-0 during that time with a save. But what a find he's been on the mound as a starter. For more coverage of the College World Series, including interactive brackets and highlights, go to ncaa.com.
That big glove could have caught that over there. He has the big glove and he like shied away from it.
I think it's hard to move the big glove.
Yeah, you got to use the legs to get that thing up. That's not just a top
he
half
has
move.
that glove and the line drive comes and he just runs away from the ball.
I think he's more interested in what's in the right hand than what's on the left hand.
Trying to finish the snow cone. We'll get you the foul ball here in a little bit.
It's got a hole in it, she says.
Another 2-2 to Matajevic. Skied. Woodall looked up and had no clue where the ball was, and all the way out into short right goes Chadwick. Great look from Woodall, who just looked at the second. He basically looked around and said, "I don't know where the ball is."
Points at Chadwick. Nice catch. Knew you had it the whole time. There was 1-2 where that slider had just enough break to get off the barrel of Matajevic. It was sinker away, and then a little frisbee that doesn't have much movement but had enough.
Right. So Kyle Lewis comes up, Kyle, and you know the one negative, if there's any, to Dahlbeck pitching for Arizona is you take his bat out of the lineup. He's a middle of the order third baseman. And the other night when he was starting, we talked about the possibility that after he's done pitching, you move him to third base. You lose the designated hitter. And they have never, in recent games, hit Bobby Dahlbeck when he's pitched. But you do have 3 more innings after this where he's not available to swing a bat. And he struggled here at the College World Series, but
yeah,
that's some thunder in that bat that's not available. Pick your poison. You want him on the mound, and he's been great, or you want his bat in the lineup.
And he was very good on the mound today. Did not give up an earned run.
Good pitch at the knees. 1-2 now to Lewis.
Surprise you with that one every once in a while. 88 miles an hour from Beckwith. Came as far over the top as he's going to go.
He's not going to see that again, though. Just one time.
Hold it. 2-2.
2-2.
Remember when we first talked with Jay Johnson about his philosophy, he told us, we're going to try to score, what was it, 1 every 3 innings, did he say, or 3 times?
Yep. We set the lineup up so 3 different innings, we got a legitimate chance to score. They left 2 on in a second. They left 2 on in a third.
To first, Woodall through his legs. And there's a mistake for Coastal. Woodall was right next to the bag. He had it go off his glove. And an error for Kevin Woodall.
Well, when you come off that bag, better be ready. Keep those legs bent. And at first base, just drop a knee, get in front of it.
Big at bat right here for Rivas. Because if you're Arizona, you got new life right there. You got to try to get at least one. Not going to have that many opportunities to score off of Beckwith.
Beckwith is seemingly pitching a little more carefully this inning, a little slower pace this inning. They've been very effective, but not here when it comes to batting with runners in scoring position. Outfield is shallow enough that Salazar will be hard pressed to score easily on a single into the outfield. They're 0 for the last 15 with runners in scoring position. Starting to get some activity in that Coastal bullpen as well. That's Alex Cunningham, who was, if the game was played last night, going to start. College baseball, you can see Parrott looking into the dugout to get the sign to make sure they're on the same page.
I would think, too, we saw Cunningham down there throwing. If you get to the 8th inning, if Beckwith can get you to the 8th, then I think it's Holmes. I think Cunningham, the whole reason he's throwing right now is if Beckwith can't get him there.
2-1. Now 2-2. Error cost Arizona in the last inning. All 4 runs unearned. And we'll see if Woodall's error will cost Coastal.
Well, at least it's cost them already 5 guaranteed pitches that Beckwith has had to throw after the error.
Rivas came up with a big hit in the supers. It's a game-tying hit in the 9th inning of a game that lasted 11. Two outs, 2-2 pitch. He fouls it off and spoils another one as the pitch count continues to climb.
2 great plays. The fans. Fans are in it.
If you play it, they will come. There's the fan who caught it. Yes! Dude, give me a high five. Yeah, baby. Give me a hug.
That's outstanding.
Sure, he looked at that guy. He's like, nope.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Beckwith looked like he was steering that thing in there. And now it's full at 3-2.
They'll be moving. I mean, now you got a chance. If Rivas can hit something in the gap down the lines, Arizona with a chance to cut this lead in half.
This is the biggest pitch of the game for Andrew Beckwith. After Coastal scored 4, and it's so big, Parrott's going out as the game has really slowed here. I didn't really like the last pitch or the delivery of the last pitch. I saw Gary Gilmore come out and kind of look to his bullpen. Cunningham's throwing with a little more authority.
I do think it's one of those deals, too. The longer that you see Beckwith, I think the more comfortable the guys get, because you've seen it coming out of his hand, especially the left-handers.
So Salazar at second, Lewis at first are going to be off on the pitch. Oh, a lot closer than I think the umpire made it look, Chris Koski.
You know, they tried to run this earlier, and Beckwith was just a little bit slow. This time it was timed up perfect, and the throw was on the correct side of the bag. Watch Paez right there. I mean, ball tagged down. He is safe. He's absolutely safe, but it's timed out perfect right there between Beckwith and Paez.
He walked him, and that wasn't even close. Several of the last pitches have not been close.
That's a great at-bat by Rivas, laying up that changeup down and away. This is the beauty of the game. You got the right-hander hitter, Jared Oliva, who before the game yesterday, if this was the matchup, Jay Johnson wasn't going to play him.
I think the effect of the 137 is starting to show itself.
I actually don't take him out here, though. One thing you can guarantee, the ball's going to stay in the ballpark with Beckwith. This is to give him a breather.
Yeah, I'm with you, Eddie. I don't think he's coming out here. It wouldn't shock me if we see Cunningham start the next inning, or maybe when one guy gets on. But in this spot, I think you stay with him. And Rab, I think you're right. From a pitch count standpoint, it's not just the 137. It's kind of everything leading up to that. Now double barrel action. Cunningham on the right, Bobby Holmes on the left. 325 pitches for Beckwith in this College World Series.
You guys really think Mike Morrison is not available today?
I don't think he's going to throw. No, I don't.
I think he'll go hunt for those shoes. I think he'll go hunt for those shoes also.
He might, but he might have just cut him up.
I got the perfect view here. He's still got his tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Good.
The other great part of TV, Alex, we got a lot of cameras. We can see that. You're right. we got that.
Thank you, brother. Just like all of us hitting right now.
You got work in there, Tommy.
Down 2 weeks in.
Jared Oliva is a home run threat. He gets the called strike. Salazar at third. Lewis at second after a walk. Rivas is at first. Arizona's got one home run in Omaha, and it was off the bat of this kid right here. That's such a big strike call to start this at bat off. It was right at the knees.
I would not throw him anything but sinkers.
That one rose a little bit, but it's called the strike, and he's ahead of Oliva 0-2. One for 9 with a walk. The lefties have done the damage. Here's your 0-2. Hit, and it's through. That allows Salazar to score. Lewis is coming in, and Arizona is right back in it.
They tried to surprise him, and it did not work.
I just do not get this. You try to surprise him here over the top. Oliva, great job of staying with it. 0-2, not trying to do too much, just finding barrel. Alex, you hit it on the nose. The kid that was not going to start yesterday because of the matchup comes through with a big 2 2-run RBI. What a great bounce back inning for Arizona after allowing 4.
And again, both runs unearned. So the error hurts Arizona. It hurts Coastal the same way it hurt Arizona. And right now the cut's only 2 runs deep, not 4. But there is a chance for more with Lewis Boyd up.
Boyd gets on, it would be Raymer, Cody Raymer, which has been swinging a great bat. He would love to redeem himself after that error in the top of the 6th.
10 2-out RBIs, most of any team. And that may be it for Beckwith. In fact, it is it for Beckwith.
And it will be Holmes.
Those 320 plus pitches seem to finally take their toll in this inning. And now out of the bullpen comes Bobby Holmes. He's been the guy that's been on the bump when these things have ended in a positive way for Coastal. The undrafted junior, who likely will be back next year for Coastal, gets a round of applause. He's been a superstar for them, and he tips the cap in appreciation. 2 aboard, down 2 in the 6th for Arizona when we come back. So Andrew Beckwith is out. Like Bobby Dahlbeck, the starter's gone as we play the bottom of the 6th, 2 outs of this championship game. There are 2 men on. Let's take a look at the last at bat. Tell me if you guys saw anything.
Well, Andrew was throwing that 2-seamer for down below. See how his head comes down. And then he decided to tell Jared, you want a cookie? I'm going to throw it over the top 0-2. And Jared, hungry as can be with the bases loaded, gets that RBI. Huge one. Arizona, do not count them out.
No, absolutely not, but it's a new arm they'll face. Bobby Holmes, who we've seen plenty in this College World Series. I think with no Mike Morrison today, this ball game right now is Bobby Holmes to finish. In there, has already had a save at the College World Series. Enters with Coastal up 2, but with 2 runners on.
There's Morrison. Holmes, only 3 of the 24 inherited runners have scored. But remember, in the game that he came on in relief of Morrison, Holmes really struggled in that first inning. He could not find the strike zone. Arizona swung at a couple of pitches out of the zone, and that allowed him to kind of lock in, but he really struggled out of the bullpen. And he has thrown a first pitch ball to Lewis Boyd. And now he's behind 2-0.
It's pretty good there. 3 of 24 inherited runners to score this year for Bobby Holmes. But that 2-0 count to Lewis Boyd, you got to be looking fastball. For Holmes, when he gets ahead, he loves to go to the breaking ball, but I think you can do a 2-0 here.
Those went in 89. That last outing against Arizona in relief of Morrison, he threw 2 1/3, gave up the 2 hits, 2 runs. One of them was earned. And he threw 47 pitches. Boyd is right on top of the dish.
Anything in, he's trying to give Cody Raymer an opportunity to redeem himself.
Trying to see the transition here from Morrison, who pitched all the big innings at the end of games, to his good friend Bobby Holmes, who will be doing it today and for the foreseeable future. A huge embrace between the two when Morrison came out of the game the other night. Threw the curveball and he got him. So Bobby Holmes does just what they needed after Arizona bounced back, getting 2 unearned runs. Filthy pitch, but we got ourselves a new ball game. 3 innings to go. The championship game. It's 4-2, Coastal Carolina. The national championship trophy, will it end up in the hands of Gary Gilmore and his Chanticleers? And as you see, Bobby Holmes, who came on in relief and got the big out that he needed. 7-8-9. That's what we got left. Game 3 in this 2016 College World Series, and there couldn't be two more opposite histories when it comes to their appearances. 43 College World Series wins for Arizona. All of the 5 that Coastal have came this year in their first appearance. Good start to the inning as Woodall delivers a hard single off of Ming.
It's one of the few times we've seen that defensive alignment go against Arizona, because that one was hit right at the shortstop would normally play. But Boyd off to the pull side. Woodall rips it. It's a leadoff single for Coastal, and you have to be shocked if Parrott's not bunting right here. You get the leadoff man, Mark's waiting on deck, and Woodall standing on first base with nobody out.
And the way Ming operates, when he gets runners on, he tends to throw over to first several times, as we see some more bullpen activity begin to stir. Heading down there is Rio Gomez. Want to remind everybody, Wales and Belgium Friday, ESPN2. The quarters continue at Euro 2016. Our coverage starts at 2:30 Eastern Time. You can see it on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app if you're at work. You can just about pencil in a handful of throws from Ming. As a lefty over to first base, generally lefties are able to keep runners close without having to throw over. Tough pitch to bunt, but he does it well. Ming will go to first for the out, and you can just call that statistic up again. The statistic is they sacrifice a guy, and 72% of the time that run comes in to score. We saw it happen in the 6th. Now the question is, will we see it happen again in the 7th?
Watch Ming after the pitch. See the fundamentals right here of the bunt, getting it down. Perfect bat level. You see Ming falling off to the third base side, struggling to get to a ball. So don't be surprised if you see Marks try to drag one now towards second base. Lefty on left.
Anthony Marks has been the fire starter for this team. He singled in his first at bat. He was the guy that jumped into the arms of G.K. Young after the home run, pounded him on the helmet. The emotional leader of this team looks at a ball, and it's 2-0. All the scoring done so far in the 6th inning. And all 6 of the runs that are on the board are unearned. It's about as unique a swing as I think I've ever seen.
Marks?
Yeah. And yet he's able to make contact, and good contact.
He keeps his hands up, gives himself an opportunity. Watch when the pitch is coming. Loads, hands do not drop at all, and he works from top to bottom.
He's the pride of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at this College World Series. And he fouled that one off.
Yeah, it hit him, but it hit him in foul ball territory.
He was in foul territory.
Right.
Still, that's a great shot, too, to see Marks try to pull those hands in and the fastball in as inside. I think that's where you got to live. Just fastball in, and if he barrels it up the middle, so be it.
Jay's going to come on out and just ask about if that ball hit him in fair territory. Alex, did you see something different down there?
From the angle I have, I just saw the ball hit him, but I wasn't able to see if he was in fair territory or foul territory.
It almost got him right there, which would have made it a dead ball earlier. 2-2. Mark spoils another one.
He's in straight protect mode right now. Again, you said it earlier, Carl, the guy that you love to play with, but against, you're like, really? He's up again?
He's got boundless energy.
Just a spoiler, man. I mean, you make a pitch that you think is in the right spot, and he's going to foul another one off.
Alex, you once had a long at bat, didn't you?
Yeah, one thing about facing Ming, it seems like his velocity is not great, so you can, I know you don't want to look for a breaking ball here, but you're going to be able to foul off the fastball, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a slider, he'll get it, and he'll hit it. Oh.
He did get the slider. Woodall goes to third. Mark's thrown out at first.
Good read by Woodall there, too.
Ball came up on him last hop. Was able to stay with it. Earlier on, the first play of the game, barehanded one. This one, last hop just comes up. Nice read.
Paez has got to be wondering, given how hard he's hit it, when one's going to fall for him. He's 5 for 28.
Yes, I got him.
And that's a swing at the plate, called strike one. This is the exact type of player, though, that Gary Gilmore has thrived on, finding somebody who from down in that South Florida area wasn't recruited, but they saw something in him, and always becomes a development project that they believe will blossom at the right time, and he's done just that. I caught of Salazar's bare hand.
Yeah, he saved a run right there. That one's going to hurt, but he saved a run just throwing that right hand out there.
Is that like a 55-footer?
Yeah.
You have to check him on that one. You rarely see catchers go after fastballs and block them. Usually you see them off speed, but that one bounced way out in front, and he had the presence of mind of throwing his body at it.
I think the other thing, too, is that pitch usually is not in the dirt.
Right.
Break a ball in the dirt, you're ready for it. Change up in the dirt, maybe you're ready for it. But the fastball, you're usually not going to throw that one 56, 57 feet. Really like the freshman back behind the plate. The offense hasn't been great, but defensively he's been outstanding.
Wild swing there, 1-2. Ming was another guy, too, that really kind of took off for this team. He's been dynamite in the postseason. The 1-2 spoiled. He's wearing 47 out there. You keep having Jesse Orozco flashbacks. Spins the ball up there. He went, and then he got Salazar in the head. He's out.
He's out.
Oh, wow.
That one got Salazar in the back of the head with the bat. You can hear it from up here, and let's obviously wait and see if Salazar, who had a rough inning with the ball hitting his forearm, and now the bat off the back of the head is down on the ground. That's a good sign. At least up on his knees. It happens quite a bit, but usually you don't hear it as loudly as we heard that.
He's done an unbelievable job all day long.
He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out.
Ouch. Right off the top of the helmet for the freshman catcher, who's being tended to now by the Arizona training staff. Back for the bottom of the 7th after this. So it's 4-2 Coastal Carolina over Arizona. Cesar Salazar has gone to the locker room.
He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out.
Backswing interference rule. Umpire in his discretion can call the batter on that third strike out. And he is gone, so he'll be replaced. Likely by Ryan Haugen. Now Alex Cunningham has come on. Bobby Holmes is out. He got one out, and he's done for the day, which is an interesting decision if Morrison's not available. Now it's
Cunningham's game to finish. And I think the idea with Holmes is come in the most high leverage situation, he gets him out, and now they give the ball to Alex Cunningham, who has not done this very much. 2 starts here at the College World Series. He's got 21 appearances this year, 17 have been as a starter.
Raymer leads things off, bottom 7. First pitch is high. So do you think in hindsight now that they thought maybe Beckwith could give them a little more than he did? Because why switch from your original plan, which was yesterday, start this guy, get 2 or 3 or 4, and then bring Beckwith in to finish it?
Yeah, potentially I think they did. But you could see he was done. I mean, I think that was part of it. I mean, they had to go out and get him. And if he had breezed through it, I mean, listen, if the play's made at first base by Woodall, I mean, there's no run score. He's back in the dugout, and it's a totally different ball game. He might still be in the game.
I like what Gary Gilmore did also. Try to get Cunningham a clean inning. Start him from the get-go, not with runners on base. This is not the start that Coach Gilmore wanted right now, 3-0. But still, a clean inning.
Poised it in there for a strike. His start came against TCU. He went 6 1/3, gave up 8 hits, 4 earned runs. He struck out 3 and he walked 1. That's a called strike 2. Raymer was looking for the walk.
You look down at that Coastal bullpen too. That's a pretty clear indication. This one is Cunningham's game. Everybody out of there back in the dugout.
His first start here at the College World Series, he went 4 1/3. That was against Coastal. 4 hits, 1 earned run. That's it. I should say against TCU. He misses there, and a big walk to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Be very careful now that you've shown your hand. Holmes out, Morrison allegedly not going to pitch. Beckwith done.
I understand what you guys are saying about the clean inning, but Holmes, in the previous game, in Game 2, he did a good job against the top of the order. Championship game, and that's my horse. He'll go out in the 7th inning and see how far he can go.
I think the reason with Holmes is just the number of pitches he's thrown here at the College World Series. He's got a lot more work. I mean, bullpen guy for a lot of the year, but it seemed like every game that it was close, Bobby Holmes was in the middle of it.
I get it, it's just college kids. You got to take care of them. But you've been very aggressive with him the whole tournament. Up to 9 outs away from winning this whole thing. From my standpoint, as a manager, I'm staying with him.
Well, now you have him out, Beckwith out, and Morrison apparently not available. So it's Cunningham's, and he is laboring here to start the bottom of the 7th against the Arizona team that, at the very least, takes advantage of freebies. Jim Schlossnagel talks about freebies, the head coach of TCU. A team that hands out fewer freebies tends to win. Center field, Cook going back, still back, turns and makes the play. Pitch to the park.
Yeah. And I think that's what Cunningham's going to have to do. There's times when Cunningham's in there, the fastball will have a little bit more juice. He can get into the low 90s, can bump a 93, 94 sometimes. It doesn't look like that stuff is there today. The fastball's been 89, 90. So I think he is going to have to take advantage of the park. Because when it's that way, there's not nearly as much swing and miss stuff.
Now Ryan Aguilar.
No.
A change up in the dirt.
Ryan Aguilar all series long has hit the ball hard the other way, both in the air and on the ground. Still Coastal Carolina very aggressive defensively up the middle, looking for that double play. I'd actually spread them out a little bit, try to go for the outs instead of trying to get two. Late in the game like this, you're up 2 runs. Try to count down those outs.
14 games, they've turned 17 double plays, 1 in the 5th inning today. Making it hard on himself, now behind 3-0. To Alex's point, the idea that you're in your championship game and you don't have Beckwith anymore to use, you don't have Holmes anymore to use, and you don't have that guy to use. You'd figure one of the 3 would be there at the end.
You have to go talk to him and settle him down.
And for Alex Cunningham, remember, I mean, this is a guy that's thrown more innings than anybody on this Coastal Carolina staff. And our boy just ran up and put his spikes on.
That's right.
Mike Morrison just disappeared, and I think he disappeared for one reason.
Yeah. He gave the pitching chart, sprint to the clubhouse.
I think we're naive to think that in this, his final year, with the commitment we've seen and this sort of trust that Gilmore has expressed in Morrison to basically kind of call his own shot, that Morrison was going to sit there idly by while this potentially slips away. And that wasn't, I never thought that was really going to happen. It doesn't mean if Howe gets into a double play, they bring Cunningham back, but I can't imagine that Morrison was going to spend the rest of the day in a tight spot in a championship game, first time ever for Coastal Carolina charting the game. We don't have any more games after this.
We talk about being thrown into the spotlight.
They may have hid them though, Kyle. He seems to be looking.
I'm telling you, I think it's the only way that you can keep him from putting the spikes on today is to literally take them away.
Borrow a pair, man. If that's the case.
Get one from a freshman. Come on, kid, give me your shoes.
So he's trying to make eye contact.
They're in the backpack.
He's trying to make eye contact.
He'll put him on in the bullpen.
Alex Cunningham was drafted in the 28th round by the Tigers. He graduated in May with a degree in management.
Yep.
Last couple of years, 15-3, while Coastal's 19-6 in the games he starts.
It's on, boys.
They've got to make sure that if this is the move they're going to make, they don't wait too long to make it. There's a called strike, 1-1. One out, bottom of the 7th. They got a chance for a double play to end the inning. But Arizona's had men in scoring position in the 2nd, in the 3rd, in the 4th, in the 6th where they scored 2, and now again in the 7th. They've been knocking on the door a lot, but 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Haug, it is a double play ball. Paez, Chadwick, that's what they needed, and they get it. Arizona continues to struggle with men on base and in scoring position. And Ryan Haug, who's called on after Salazar got hit in the head, hits into a double play.
How about Chadwick's feed the first? When they need it, he gets it. Nicely done.
4-2 here, and a good chance to sort of say thank you to the entire crew that has handled this College World Series over a 2-week period in which we've seen more College World Series games played than ever before. And a tip of the cap to all the camera folks. We had heat that was record-setting for a period of time here in Omaha. And we saw day game and night game and temperatures in the hundreds, and the if necessary day, both games played. Last night a 3-hour rain delay. You cannot say enough about the effort of the men and women that every year come to Omaha, partly because they love the event, but they also have jobs to do, and they do it as well as anybody. Connor Owings lifts one to center field, and an out is recorded. Our producer, Eric Mosley, our director, Scott Johnston, our coordinating producer, Tom Archer, and everybody behind the scenes who make this ship move smoothly when the waters sometimes get very rough. Up late last night with the rain out. You see Shane Marshall walking through the stands there with our handheld camera. So really a special tribute to all the guys and women. And we say thank you up here in the booth, where we tend to have things a little easier than the folks out in the field.
Early mornings, late nights for 2 straight weeks. And
we're
it's
not
a
looking
blast.
for sympathy here. Yeah, we're not looking for sympathy. We understand. We're all fortunate to be here. But those guys work hard. That's a foul ball. Heck of a little play by Kyle Lewis. A foul territory web gem.
That just tells you how close he plays down the line. Lefty pitching, a lot of ground balls and shots down the third base line. And wow, I think he could move a couple steps over, but that's the way they play.
Remillard was the guy that, with 2 strikes on him, got the ball back in play. It led to the Cody Raymer error, which allowed 2 runs to score. That's outside. Remillard and G.K. Young are both looking for their first 100 hit seasons, which would be the first in Coastal Carolina history. Rio Gomez on the left, the son of our Pedro Gomez, and Cody Deason, the righty. Remillard has shown some real good patience with 2 strikes. He's the one that had Tommy John surgery, who, when he was hurt, he played through it and through until finally he just couldn't make a throw anymore, and now he draws a walk. There were times where he was nearly in pain so bad that he was brought to tears. Looked over to his shortstop at one point and said, if that next ball is hit to me, I can't make the throw to first. Had Tommy John surgery and struggled for a while to get back, but worked really hard with the elbow and the rice and all the things that go into a rehab stint. As he came to learn, the game will basically let you know. The game will tell you how hard you're working when you're trying to come back.
Renillard can run too. 15 stolen bases this year.
Now with Hogg behind the plate, no Salazar. G.K. Young has had a nice day, double down the left field line, and then the big blast, the home run to put him up 4.
Hit that one hard. Oh, foul ball. The first base umpire had to get out of the way of it. David Savage.
Oh.
Gets a round of applause from Trent
Wow.
Burleson, too. This was close.
That's easy to smile now, but whew. That ball was smoked.
That home
G.K.
run.
Young seeing it all right now.
Yeah, and his home run, Kyle, was the 50th hit at the College World Series since TD Ameritrade opened. So think about that. Year 6, 50 home runs. Eight feet. Not enough home runs in 6 years, 50. But Young's goes out of any ballpark. That thing was about 7 rows deep over the bullpen into the seats. This is ripped as well into right center, but it is caught running catch by Zach Gibbons. Yeah, I'd say G.K. Young is seeing it pretty good.
Yeah, he's locked in.
This was the big blast. Watch where this thing lands.
Curveball, runner in scoring position. Arizona's shown that tendency throughout the College World Series. He didn't miss it.
Double down the left field line, home run to right. Just missed a double in the gap right there. That's a pretty good day.
Here's Tyler Chadwick. 321 here in Omaha. And, Young hangs in against the lefty as well. Of all the games that Coastal has had to win to get here, I think that NC State rained delayed game is the one that they'll remember. They had a sleep on the idea that they were 1 strike away from losing the game. Yeah, we thought last night was rough. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that set of circumstances?
Last night's a picnic based on what they were going through 3 weeks ago.
2 strikes, ready to be eliminated from the World Championship Series. We're going to suspend it, go to sleep. 0-2 count. Then he got hit by a pitch. And that's when Seth Lancaster delivered a big 2-run single. The types of things that happen on your way to a championship. They caught him. The throw down, wide, but he's out. Remillard slid so early, he almost ran out of gas getting to the bag. Wonder why Ming throws over and throws over and throws over. There's your reason. They get Remillard heading down. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Arizona needing a couple. Now they see Brian O'Connor's Virginia Cavaliers. They were the champions last year. They took care of Vanderbilt the year before. Vanderbilt took care of Virginia. UCLA with their pitching and more pitching and more pitching and small ball won the title in 13. Arizona, we've talked about, won it in 2012. And South Carolina was the dominant team in 10 and 11. Dalton Ewing's gone in to play right field. Alex Cunningham stays on the mound after he came in last inning. His goal is going to be to throw strikes. He got out of it with a double play. But he certainly didn't display overpowering stuff. 6 outs away from their first ever championship. sky high. This one is going to be playable. Remillard makes the catch. You know, Kyle, you follow college baseball more than anybody. You see those schools that we showed, South Carolina, Vandy, Virginia. And here we are with Coastal Carolina playing for a championship. A lot of discussion about parity. Coastal could win their first ever championship as you take a look at our game summary as we just crossed 4 o'clock in the East, 3 o'clock here in Omaha. Is that the future of baseball, or will we continue to see the Floridas and the schools like that here every year? What do you think?
No, I think it's more the future because it's, I mean, you got 11.7 scholarships. You can't spread them around. And honestly, there's more teams putting a lot more money into the sport. We've seen it at Coastal. The facilities work and what they did compared to what they had just 5 or 6 years ago is massively different. TCU's the same way. I mean, 12, 13 years ago before Jim Schlossnagle got there, there's no way you would have seen TCU here. That's when you know that win or lose, the college career is about over. For Mr. Owens, it's been a heck of a run. The Big South Player of the Year will have to watch the rest of this one and see if Alex Cunningham can get 5 more outs.
The Coastal facility story we've talked about during the week, and Gary Gilmore's diligence and persistence and passion. I mean, they were playing on a field that a high school wouldn't be proud to play on. When he got there, he's got more stories about bizarre circumstances as this one's lifted to right. That's where Dalton Ewing is, and he's under it. One about a president who they dragged onto a field when it was wet, convinced him to take a step in some mud, lost his shoe in the mud. The clubhouse was that. That's a concession stand. And now look at Springsbrook Stadium and the clubhouse and all that has been done there with this guy as the captain of the ship. Morrison and Owings enjoying their last couple of outs of their baseball careers at Coastal.
And it's a brand, too, if you're Gary Gilmore, that's really easy to sell to recruits. I mean, it's a ballpark that the ball flies. There's plenty of talent in this Coastal team, but ballpark's one you like to hit in, too. 96 home runs, tops in the country. They run. And you're in Myrtle Beach. That's not all bad either.
11 miles away from Myrtle Beach.
And at the end of the day, it's who you recruit, the persona you have in there, the people you have in there, and they're the ones that sell it. The student athletes, the experience. Bring in the recruits, let the students tell you.
Rivas center field. Cook takes a few steps to his right. They're 3 outs away from a championship. Chadwick, Cook, and Woodall, who's hit it hard today, coming up. The M&M boys have been doing it all week long, and we appreciate the job they do. I know that Kyle and Eduardo appeared on the pregame show. We'll see them postgame. Will they be celebrating a Coastal championship in Chanticleer country? Big play early in the game where it looked like Cody Raymer got his hand in, but the call was out, so no runs across. And then Raymer had a chance to make a play. He couldn't. 2 come in. G.K. Young sends one deep into the night or day. And that made it 4-zip. And then Kevin Woodall made an error. And Arizona scored 2 unearned runs. So all 6 of the runs today have been unearned. As we head to the 9th inning. And the Chanticleers will face Cody Deason. A lot of thoughts that ring through your head when you're this close.
Feels a little better now after 1-2-3 inning if you're Alex Cunningham. 3 fly ball outs in the 8th.
When Arizona comes up, they'll have Oliva, Boyd, and then the top of the order scheduled. We'll start this with Tyler Chadwick, who was at the plate when Remillard was caught stealing. This one is hit down the line with some carry on it into the corner. And there's just about 4 feet of foul territory there, and it landed there. Chadwick's got power to both fields. We saw him homer to right earlier this week, and that one was deep down the line and left.
Look at the maturity on this Coastal lineup, too. 6, 7 guys in this lineup, either juniors or seniors. Tyler Chadwick, a senior. Remillard, a senior. Owens, a senior. Marks, a senior.
We said it earlier this week, and I totally understand that all these teams like to play baseball. There's a different level of enthusiasm that I've seen with these Coastal players from the get-go. You know, they play long games, and you just got the impression that they would want to play more, like right away. They have this connection to the sport, and whether that's a reflection of Gary Gilmore, but they just like to play ball.
I think it's a direct reflection of Gary Gilmore. I mean, I think what you're seeing is he's recruited a bunch of guys that are like him. And not every coach can do that, but you could think that when you're looking at a club that, well, he might not say it, but I think others might remind him of their head coach. Get the most out of him.
And they have totally dedicated their efforts to him. I mean, the idea that Morrison was in tears after that game the other night, talking about Gilmore. Gilmore in tears. There's a line shot right at second, and Raymer's there.
Talk about a student body that's just a little above 10,000 at Coastal Carolina. It's a tight-knit community.
How about our guy Ryan McGee, by the way? Comes out here for a week, leaves today, goes straight to Myrtle Beach to lay on the beach. He's going to meet him when they come back. Coastal win or lose, Ryan McGee will meet him right there. That's Myrtle Beach be an interesting place to be tonight if Coastal can get 3 more outs.
This one is going to go foul. I mean, Myrtle Beach is interesting on most nights, but you're saying we're going next level?
I get dialed up a level or two tonight.
A lot of Coastal fans running around Omaha last night because of that delay. Many of them had planned on traveling back. They were looking for hotel rooms. Some were thinking about sleeping in the vans that they had rented. Again, when you're talking about first in school history, and the likes of Kurt Manwaring and others who have played for Coastal and wore the uniform, they'd like to be a part of it if they could. Here's your 0-2. Foul.
1991, I had a teammate of mine, Buddy Cribb, from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Actually, still runs the Chesapeake House in Myrtle Beach, and he transferred from Florida State to Coastal Carolina. And we're like, where? And ended up playing them in the regional. Here comes Buddy back to Tallahassee to play against us with the Coastal Carolina team, a team that was ready to play.
Buddy, a little smarter than you were giving him credit for?
Very smart. Cribba. Town's going to be hopping. They can pull 3 more outs.
I got him. I got you. Thank you. Yeah.
Arizona has come from behind before. We've told you about their elimination games and their 6-0 mark. So I know Jay Johnson's club is hardly thinking this thing is over. And the 2-2. That's playable on the infield, and Aguilar is there to make the play. 2 down. They call him Gilly. Gary Gilmore. Gilly is how the players refer to him. Since we first met him on day 1, he's just talked about how this is just so much bigger than he even imagined it would be. For those wondering about Arizona's baseball future, It appears as if Jay Johnson is in line for a significant raise. This is a kid who's a freshman on the mound who looks very poised and throws hard with some good breaking pitches. And Cody Deason, he's reinvigorated the program at Arizona, has Jay Johnson.
He has. I mean, regardless whether they come back and win this ball game or get beat, this is an incredible year for Arizona. Picked to finish 9th in the Pac-12. And they get all the way to this point in Jay Johnson's first year. Doing it with three seniors right at the top of the lineup that they weren't quite sure exactly what they'd get.
Right.
Zach Gibbons, one of those guys, led the country in hits.
And I can tell you this, they're not going down easy in the top of the ninth.
No.
Like, no, they're not.
In the bottom of the ninth. They are not going down easy. Get one of those guys on and give Zach Gibbons an opportunity with a runner on. We could be here for a while, boys.
I think the one to circle is Cody Raymer hits 3rd in the inning for Arizona in the bottom of the 9th. And we know there's nobody on that field right now that wants that at bat more.
3-2 right down the middle, and he strikes him out. A 1-2-3, top of the 9th inning for Deason. Now the stage is set for that guy to have a dream fulfilled. The Chanticleers, they're looking to, in this town, make it real. Hold that trophy and raise it as champions. Pretty good crowd after a game was postponed last night. They show up in the middle of the day, and they'll witness their last College World Series game of 2016. The Wildcats out of the Pac-12. Bobby Dahlback and company have played a terrific game, at least on the mound. Their fielding cost them. In fact, all 6 of the runs today have been unearned. And now we're down to the final 3 outs as this team from South Carolina tries to win their first championship and the school's first championship. They got a big individual championship a couple of weeks ago when Dustin Johnson, a Chanticleer, won the United States Open, but never has the school celebrated a championship. Jared Oliva, Lewis Boyd, Cody Raymer. As Alex Cunningham is seeking his first career save in his 42nd appearance. They'd love to get to Gibbons and Aguilar if they could this inning. Those are the big hitters.
Shouldn't be any cars right now in Conroy, South Carolina, on the streets.
Pretty good pitch on the corner there that he is able to spoil and stay alive.
Good spot for the fastball. 6 to 8 inches out. Oliver felt like he had to protect because it was close enough.
One and two, you can just see how careful Cunningham is being with every pitch.
Especially when it gets to 0-2. Let's see if they try to drop that slider down and away.
At one point this season, Coastal Carolina was 7-7 after 14 games. 1-2, this one to right. Ewing, he's there, and he makes the first out. To me, this is the key guy in the inning. If Boyd gets on, you got your tying run comes to the plate in the form of Raymer and or Gibbons. And for a guy that grew up in Canada playing baseball, picked up hockey late and made the choice that he liked Jeter, he liked shortstop, he liked the character, he liked the game. This is Lewis Boyd at the plate.
Most likely taking a strike. Needing base runners again. Key is to make sure Zach Gibbons does not get an at-bat. 107 hits on the season.
Down.
Look at Raymer with the 2 hits. He made that big error, which baseball allows you to have a chance to redeem yourself right away.
Ooh,
now 3-0.
He knows it.
Yeah,
that's the hockey player in him right there.
We got ice.
Love it.
It's the one in the dugout they scream at you. We got ice.
He knew it.
The strike zone gets a little smaller. The outs get a little harder to get. That's a key one. Lewis Boyd walks with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th, and now you get to the top of the order.
For everything right that Raymer has done this year, it just feels right that he should come up with a chance to atone for the ball that he did not make the play on earlier today. Senior hitting right at the top of this lineup. Now with a chance to change this ball game with 1 swing.
A huge, huge hole between second and first.
Big hole. They're playing double play instead of spreading it out a little bit in the infield.
Raymer rips one into right, as you knew he would. Down to third goes Boyd, and we got ourselves a 9th inning.
Has been on base 4 times today. 3rd hit of the day for Cody Raymer. First pitch fastball sitting and waiting, elevated and right down the middle. You like too that he wasn't trying to hit in the seats, just hit it hard.
I like they didn't give him the take sign. Go ahead, you're the tying run. Make things happen. Give credit to Jay Johnson, trusting his 1-2 punch at the top of the order. Told you guys this isn't over. A lot of baseball left with the top of this lineup.
Zach Gibbons, among the nation's great hitters this year. And again, the closer, Mike Morrison, not available. This whole week we have celebrated the 20th anniversary of the LSU walk-off, Warren Morris. He'll get a called strike, 1-1.
Well, if it happens here, it would be the first home run of the year for Zach Gibbons.
Seven to clinch it, and the last time was in 2010 for the Gamecocks.
Whit Merrifield with the hit that year.
Got Gamecocks then, you got Roosters trying to defend that this year. Gibbons hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the 5th inning. He's hitting .420 with runners in scoring position. .420. Center field. Cook. 2 down. Runner tags from third. No advance from first. And it's a 1-run game.
from a power standpoint, if you're Arizona and you got to pick one guy to stand up there and have a chance to hit a walk-off home run, he's standing at the plate right now. 8 home runs on the year for Aguilar. The wind's blowing out to right center field.
Well, this is where now not having Salazar in the lineup, he would be hitting behind Aguilar. Makes a big difference. You don't really have to give in, but you have to pitch him tough. Outfield playing no doubles in this situation. Infield still crowding up the middle. Big hole between the first and second baseman. First baseman should stay on the line coming off the bag.
8 home runs on the season for Aguilar as everyone at TD Ameritrade's on their feet. This one is pulled down the line, but foul.
Left that changeup up.
He's thrown that changeup today. Most have been up. You can see the arm slot of Cunningham kind of dropping down. He's getting around that changeup instead of over the top.
Good pitch. This one tailing away down the line. Fair ball. Here comes a tying run, but held at third. And oh, a double for Aguilar. And the tying run is 90 feet away. Woo!
That was a great job by Anthony Marks getting that baseball in a hurry, hustling over there. See how he plays this. Hits the cutoff man. Jay Johnson has to stop Cody Raymer. See the reaction on the mound? Not having Salazar come up now. Ryan Hogg has to hit.
And Eduardo, you made a good point about Anthony Marks. That ball right in the corner, he didn't panic. He got to it. He's playing no doubles. He got to it. Perfect throw to the cutoff guy. Keep the guys at second and third.
That's the ball mark and the feet of Anthony Marks.
Based on where Raymer was, too, if you're Jay Johnson, I don't think he had any choice. He had to stop him. You see the right arm going early, but watch, when this ball comes in,
yeah, he would have been dead to rights.
He's out by 30 or 40 feet if he's sending him right there.
Great piece of hitting by Aguilar after that changeup, pulling it. Hits it the other way, and that's been his MO the entire College World Series.
There are plays sometimes during the course of the game that aren't going to show up in the book. That play in left field by Marks is one that's not going to show up in the book. That if they can get it out right here, that just won Coastal Carolina a national title. Flip it, and now you got a chance with a kid that did not start today. Ryan Hogg, with one swing, could win it.
He came in for Salazar, who got hit in the head with the bat. He was the catcher. Hogg hit into a double play. He's got a chance to tie or win the championship for Arizona. The outfield is very shallow. Ryan Hogg, the backup sophomore catcher. Cody Raymer is at third. Aguilar, the winning run, is at second. Pretty close, 2-0. The designated hitter, J.J. Matajevic, on deck.
Turning him loose here?
Yes.
Stay in there.
Good pitch, 2-1.
2-1.
Called strike 2. If you were thinking Jay Johnson with his unconventional style might squeeze a run in there, he wouldn't go that far. And now Coastal is 1 strike away.
All eyes on Conway, South Carolina.
All eyes on Omaha. Get the heart beating a little faster right around now. Put yourself in the shoes of Alex Cunningham, who has never saved a game in 42 appearances. (3-2) coming to Ryan Hogg. He got him, and it's all over. Coastal Carolina rules the roost. They win the championship. Gilmore can't believe it. There are tears in his eyes, and they'll be that way for a while after 21 years. 21 years as head coach. He comes to Omaha for the first time, and he leaves a champion. You just can feel how much this meant to these kids and that coach and that team. Mike Morrison, who wasn't able to put the spikes on, but is able to raise the trophy. He was a big part of the school's first ever championship. Then how about Alex Cunningham on a 3-2 pitch, throwing it by Ryan Hogg to win the game with a strikeout. Let's take a look at the Capital One Tournament Most Outstanding Player. It's Andrew Beckwith, who goes 3-0 in 23 2/3. He struck out 14.
Unanimous choice, and that makes sense. You want to know how hard Mr. Marks went this entire week? He's cramping up after this one, laying on the ground trying to stretch. Think about the road for Coastal Carolina as we look at the last pitch today by Alex Cunningham. Strikeout to end it, first career save. Coastal Carolina wins the national title. 21 years ago, Gary Gilmore took over as a head coach, and they didn't hardly have a field they could play on. Now they go back to Conway later on today, the national champs.
That doesn't make you feel good, and this doesn't. And now the Coastal team has got that trophy, and the relationship between the fans of Coastal and the players is also something that can't be overstated. They've got the trophy out there in front of the folks that made all sorts of difficult decisions on whether to stay or go home. As we send it down to Kaylee with the coach. Kaylee?
Coach, how does it feel to live your dream?
I can't tell you. the last 3 innings, all I've been doing is folding my hands at third and over in the dugout and praying to God that this is His will. And I know my dad's up there. I lost him 2 years ago, and I wanted him so bad to be here to be with me. I'm so sorry he isn't, but I know he's watching over me right now.
As your coaches embraced you as you came out of the dugout, it looked like they were about to take you down to the ground. What words have been shared?
We love one another. You know, our families are close. It's just who we are. I think it's where those kids get that feeling of brotherhood from, is because we're all so close.
What are your feelings for the kids on this team?
It's indescribable. You know, it's no doubt in my mind. I hope they don't take this personally. We're not the most talented team in America. We're just the national champion. That's all I know. That's all that matters.
Coach, how do you put into perspective in your 21 years as the head coach at Coastal Carolina how far this program's come?
Well, this program's been a lot better than people gave it credit for. They just thought we played in a small conference and couldn't get this done. And, you know, this bunch right here wanted to prove everyone wrong.
We sure did. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Kaylee, thank you very much. Great work all week. Alex, thank you very much. Great work all week down there as well. As the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina do what they knew they were capable of, but his point is well taken. They may not have been the most talented team, but they certainly had as much heart as anybody. And you go back to the first game against Florida, and you certainly got the impression that they could play with anybody here. And now they're champions. Final score 4-3. The ESPNU College World Series postgame show, the trophy celebration. For all of the entire crew, Kyle Peterson, Eduardo Perez, I'm Carl Ravitch, here in Omaha with the Chanticleers, the winners. And here's Matt Schick.